What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We are back with Final Fantasy 13. Okay, let's make sure our items... Excuse me. Make sure our items are all up to snuff. Everything looks good to me as far as selling stuff. Sell valuables. Might as well just get rid of it. Let's talk to Wade. I almost called him Gav because I can't remember characters.
What is your plan? Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill, and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke them.
Let's group up and hit it till it dies!
The Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without...
I've been watching way too much Sword Art Online on Sword Art Online abridged.
Numbers, you see. They prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good.
Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
The death of their enemies, to feel the lamentations of their women, blah, 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 blah. Okie dokie. Party members throughout the main scenario. Clive joins, blah, 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 blah. Depending on Clive's destination, may choose to remain at the hideaway. Okay. Again, this is another situation, you know, this whole party members thing. I don't... I'm trying to think how to phrase this. I would prefer it... God, I just like Rising Flames too much. It's just a good, solid move to keep. I know there's probably other stuff that's better, but it's just a good, solid move, in my opinion. But no, these... Your companions, you know, like, I like Torgal. I like Jill. I got nothing against Wade.
We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses.
But kind of like Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy VII remake. I'm like, yes, I get these companions, but part of what I love about JRPGs, I love building my parties, I love kitting them out, and I love all that upkeep sort of stuff. It's a weird thing with me. I really like, again, one of my favorite games right now that I've been playing off camera is Book of Hours, the sequel to Cultist Simulator, where essentially the whole game you're running a library. So it's, you know, it's these books and managing resources and just, it's... I love that kind of nerdy shit. I think I saw a Trash Taste podcast, and the guys on there were like, you know, I hate it in these JRPGs where they don't give you percentages. It's just like, you have a chance to do something. It, you know, it does a moderate amount of damage. Well, how much damage is that? You know, and I get that. I mean, I think it's a difference between Western and Japanese role-playing games. I think they are very much... I mean, hell, really, any RPG and JRPGs, because, I mean, even if you play, like, Korean games, like, I'm thinking stuff like Genshin, is that Chinese, actually? Is Hoyo Chinese? For some reason, I was thinking Korean, but no, I think it's actually Chinese. What is the company that owns?
We bear a message for the Vicereine, from the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields.
Okay, look at Torgal. He's clearly not just a dog.
For Azaria!
For Azaria!
For Zarya!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords.
You see what I mean? That move, it's just solid and good. Great story. Compelling and rich. God, am I just gonna quote shit all day? There's a good chance I accidentally activated that skill.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
I keep jumping, thinking I'm...
More dragons.
Worse. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm frightened.
Yeah, really, essentially what I'm saying is it's a... Oh,
Albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
but yeah, I think what I'm trying to get at is I think, you know, stuff that you see coming out of China or... Oh, this is the dude that we fought back at the very beginning of the game. Jump the gun on that one. Yeah, as I was trying to say here, you see something very different out of JRPGs, how they're not very numbers-based. You know, you see a lot more elemental, you know, trying to fight, you know, find the elemental weaknesses, finding this weakness, you know, kind of playing to weaknesses as opposed to playing a numbers game with percentages that you see a lot more in Western RPGs. Again, I'm generalizing. So if you want to say, you know, well, it's not all JRPGs, all Western RPGs, again, like I said, I'm generalizing. God damn. Jeez, what the hell am I trying to get at? I mean, there is a style that I very much like out of JRPGs that I don't get out of this game. Like I said, it's like, ooh, well, see, we're doing parties, we're doing this, and we're doing that. But again, just like Final Fantasy VII Remake, yeah, you're bringing in the elements of these older JRPGs, but they don't really fit the game you're making. It feels like you're putting them in there to say, see, we have elements like traditional games. Well, but you're not being traditional, so just do your own thing. I don't think this game needed a party system, really. I mean, yes, you want to give me companions, but just have them be there.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again.
Well, yeah, you didn't figure that out.
The nation we once knew is gone for good.
Yes.
Fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that
Yeah, that's what fighting a large enemy kind of entails.
and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
But yeah, whatever I was ranting about, it's just that I think that I keep saying it about this game, and it's really, I think, my biggest issue. It's just, if you wanted to go in a new direction, you wanted to make this more of an action game with RPG elements, fine, but make the RPG elements fit and serve the action game aspects of it, which they don't. It feels like you're going along with an action game, and then we gotta pump those brakes hard to throw in RPG mechanics that really could be streamlined, that could be that could mesh a lot better. Like, it just kind of feels like two halves of two different sorts of game systems that are not melding. It's an action RPG, but it's an action game and a role-playing game. It's not an action RPG, which is a fusion. If that, do the fusion dance, if I can use a meme. And hell, Torgal has a whole loyalty thing, his training as you pet him more and whatnot, which is really odd, but Jill doesn't have any equipment or whatever that you can... Why give that to Torgal, but no one else? Like, you're already... whatever.
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I'm famously dead.
Something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
Ooh, another seal.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you...
Where? You've gotten like 3 others throughout this game, but you're not wearing them. Whatever.
If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
I do not like that salute. I totally get it. It's a salute. It's like you're holding your sword, out in front of you. Like I totally get the salute. I don't know. It just seems awkward to me. Oh my gosh, it's Diablo's horns. So I was playing Monster Hunter before this.
Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rossfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue.
I mean, actually, his bitch mother enslaved him to the Empire, but that's beside the point.
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
I love it. You'd see the subtle tears coming down. Oh, this is a good scene.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the
Goofy,
finest man
but
of the twins.
still.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
Oh, God. I thought he was about to start making out with him.
Ask Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
You're not going to pick up the axe.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
I like this guy.
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
I love this uncle. He's the right amount of corny.
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass.
Well, why didn't you bring a cutlass in the first place? Why'd you bring that axe? Oh my god, I love this guy. I mean, I was saying it earlier. Yeah, I've got some issues with the design of this game, but man, the characters in the story is great. I love these characters.
Sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Kiss her on the mouth. Come on.
Thank you, Clive.
Do it.
I must atone for my sins.
Do it.
Then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be?
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now,
Coward.
some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Ooh, Mark's available in this region, but we can't. Yeah, we can't go anywhere other than the hideaway. Here be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. but Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
It'll be over soon. One way or another.
I don't know. Part of me feels like this whole thing with Jill, it's a little too... What's the word? It just...
Typical nobles.
It's one of those things that because there's so much going on in this game. God damn it, this thing's cute. You know, because there's so much. It kind of makes you think like, well, I don't have this massive connection to what Jill went through.
You earned this. Come again.
When she was with the Iron Kingdom.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look. Always something in there.
There are new billets being...
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's not bad, it's just, I feel it's a little over dramatic for something I don't have this connection to through the story.
Back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down, and whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what do you say?
Fine. If you think it will help.
Knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
I mean, I think she's hot.
Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move. As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystal sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again. under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity.
I love those war map moments.
The crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drostanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drek's breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Okay. So can I see the world map? Okay. So that's... For some reason, I thought that his mother was with Sembrek, not the Iron Kingdom. Maybe I'm nuts. No, wait. Can I see the character?
Ah, my favorite pupil.
View the state of the
Allow me
realm,
to-
please. The grand cast. Yeah. Oh, okay. I was right. She's with Sembrek. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking, wait, so she went to the Iron Kingdom because the Iron Kingdom was who sacked, who attacked them way back at the beginning of the game. But I don't know. Okay, Clive's Hideaway, yeah, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Walud, which is a really cool sounding place. That's Sembrek, the Imperial Province of Rosalia, Alliance. Really, the kingdom's not. Yeah, Iron Kingdom's not on this one. Interesting.
Study it well, Clive. Thus ends today's lesson.
Okay. Alrighty then. So I'm not. So I haven't been under a misconception this whole game. His mother is with Sembrek. That is an interesting angle to go with the Iron Kingdom. That they actually they view these things so holy, and actually the use of them is blasphemy in their way. You know, it's a really interesting take on that, because you'd think that the use would actually be, oh, it's so great that, you know, we have these holy relics given to us, but no, it is that they are holy, therefore you don't dare touch them and use them. So
You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be.
I don't know. I think it's cool.
Finished, are ya?
I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
I'll stick to the unfoul ones.
You discovered a new recipe.
Adventure, Sid. Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Yeah, I know what they are. They're those...
Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Are they those annoying plant monsters? You know, let me ask you this, because, clearly I'm an uncultured American. I'm not one of you fancy Brits. I'm from that place that's separated from you guys that, I believe as you call it, that time the colonies got uppity.
That monster's taken quite a liking to live.
Sorry, I think I'm funny.
First August, and now you. What you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants
Stick his nose in your business?
What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil, shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like heavy, clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. Now, every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy?
Okay, so he's in a slump.
Now piss off.
All right.
Happens to creatives. See, there you go. He's working.
I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of ale. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse.
Oh, okay.
It will affect his work.
Really, all he's got to do is kind of just work through it.
We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First
Dude,
things first, then.
I didn't know for the longest time how to pronounce the word cuirass. Like, I'd seen it written so many times. Jeez, I could not figure out how the hell to pronounce it. It also really surprises me. Gets, however the hell they're pronouncing this guy's name. Because it's very similar to my last name, Gelz. Goelz. A lot of people try and add a T to it. I mean, hell, I think my middle school ID when I was in 6th grade was misprinted with Goetz, which because there's a lot of Dutch and Pennsylvania Dutch and whatnot near my area, A lot of people try and pronounce it Gates. Or, yeah, I've gotten Gets a few times, or Goats. I mean, my name's German, so, you know, that's where the...
I got ya. St. Fornian, do you?
If anybody's listening to me going, what the fuck are you talking about, AJ? I don't know.
Fine.
Just a run in my mouth. Ah, Torgal's taking a nap. Good boy.
Mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He doesn't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe... Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So,
I like her.
it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Alright. Use the hunt board to locate the griffin. Really, I want to go out and just kind of hunt these last couple.
How did we never hear about these guardians of...
Oh my god, I love Moogles. Did I hear you say hunt down the griffin? Locals call it Dosmare. Okay. That one's at the Broken Hilt in Rosaria. The others are in Clairview and Sambrec, and Karen Norvent, Westgate and Sambrec. Okay. Guys, I'll tell you what we will do for the rest of this video. Is there a culinary pilgrimage. Can't speak. So, because there's really just knocking out these couple side quests and doing these hunts, I think what I'm going to do is close here, and I'll tag on to the end of the video completing these hunts and quests and whatnot, and all that, so we can just kind of get it done before our next video when we talk to Jill and get things rolling. So, thank you so much for watching as always. Social media in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you all in the next one. Till then, guys, I'm out. Enjoy the rest.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other, don't we?
Ah, welcome. Times may be hard, but if you got the gill, I got the goods. What can I do you for?
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up. Hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer. When there was a war on, that sort of thing. Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard as that. And even if they were, you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. 3 Reeds would be your best bet, if memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful. Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against. Farewell. I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad. Or any worse, at least. hope there aren't any more of them.
Did you find our mystery ingredient?
I did indeed.
Marvellous! Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this? It's poisonous, surely.
You wouldn't be wrong. But that's your unwanted violet.
Into the pot it goes, I suppose. Wait here. I won't be long. I present Chance's Stew, risen once again from the ashes of obscurity. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
I'm, not hungry.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss. Odin's teeth. What the salt on the senses. It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency there rise complex, meaty notes. It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavours, but never have I tasted anything so fine. Thank you, Sid. Thank you.
You're, welcome.
I must share this gift. I won't rest until a steaming bowl of Chance's stew sits before everyone in the hideaway. A single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure she will. This isn't gonna be easy. Bones don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew. Other work will have to wait.
Morgul, look sharp.
Enough!
Is something there, boy? Could that be our man? Are you all right?
Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sent you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Well, consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you. Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
Typical nobles. Cowering behind.
I could have sworn we had a few more.
That monster's taken quite a liking to
And with a bit of luck... How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this, along with his regards.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway. He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a Cursebreaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough nattering. I've got work to be getting on with.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. Nah, it wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted, I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.